So we're back, and we are going to cover the last half of League of Explorers. Last time we covered the first half, covering 20 cards. We have about, 25 to go. So let's get this done. We're going to be including some new developments, but it shouldn't really be a big deal. Also, last time we,
Forgot.
we forgot all about the two cards that you start off that you get if you just buy one wing. And that's Explorer's Hat and Forgotten Torch. So we're gonna go over them because we should have last time. So starting off with Explorer's Hat, it's a 2-cost hunter card that says give a minion +1/+1 and Death Rattle, add an Explorer's Hat to your hand. So it's a card that never goes away, and it's kind of interesting. And yeah, it's nice. Just here's a temporary. It's essentially it's a banana that never goes away. There you go. I don't think it's going to change the game that much. So it's kind of like if you're not building a theme specific or a specific hunter deck, you can just kind of add this card to your deck, and a buff is always nice.
In all honesty, I give this card a meh because it's the just okay. I get a free +1/+1 hat back to my hand. Like you said, it's the banana all over again. So it's one of those okay, cool. You're getting a creature that gets a buff, and then you're just getting that back. So it's for me.
Yeah, pretty much. It's okay, but it's not really game changing. It's not exactly a must have. Unlike this next card, Forgotten Torch. It's a 3-cost mage spell that says deal 3 damage, and then you shuffle a Roaring Torch into your deck that deals 6 damage. This will be in every single mage deck. Why? Because it costs the same as a Frostbolt, does the same damage, does not freeze them, but then it puts a spell into your deck that is essentially a fireball that costs 1 less. It's a free fireball that costs 1 less. Why would you not put this into your deck if you're playing mage?
Now, first thing I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to correct you on your wording, my good sir, because this is not the same cost as Frostbolt. Frostbolt is 2 cost. This is 3.
No.
So I at least need to mention that because it is something that is definitely relevant. For one. For two, it's a free fireball for 3. Well, I won't say free fireball for 3, because then that's my wording getting screwed up. You're getting fireball for 3. Don't get me wrong. I can see the benefits of it. I highly do. But at the same time, I also still want that consistency of fireball in my deck. So I won't. On one end, yes, I will sing its praises because it's really good and it's just a free. I'm gonna throw that a 3-cost fireball in my deck.
It's a free spell that you didn't have before.
Yeah, it's a free spell I didn't have before, so I can see the benefits of having it. I can also see some of the other things I could combo with, like, it's one of those quick, I need a quick kill spell, this is a 3-cost, boom. Most of the cards in the meta are gone at that point. Like, because of 6 damage being dealt. I'm gonna put on my outliers again, because I want to see it. I want to see it before I, go, yeah, it's the, gimme card.
It is a gimme card. It's an incredibly powerful card, and I don't get why you think by having this you would not have Fireball in your deck. By all means, keep Fireball in your deck. It's one of the best mage cards you can have. I don't see that changing anytime soon. Fireball is the quintessential mage damage spell. I'm just saying that this gives you a card that has the same effect as Fireball, but it just costs 1 less. By no means get rid of Fireball.
Oh no, I never stated that either. But it's like, with your mage deck, what are you gonna wiggle out to wiggle in?
I'm taking Frostbolt out.
I
mean,
can
okay,
see
yeah,
that.
it costs one more, but does the same thing and gives me a free spell. And when my mage deck is running spell damage, holy crap! Do you know what I'm doing with this thing?
I can understand that.
Especially since the whole point of Frostbolt is to be able to freeze minions, and when the spell damage thing is making it so that it's not effective in that regard, I might as well swap it out for a Forgotten Torch.
All right, let's. I'm definitely ready to see it.
Okay. Well, let's
Like, I
get.
want to see what it's gonna do as far as Mage's meta for sure.
I think it's going to be a regular part of Mage's meta. But let's get the show back on the road, back to the next wing, where we left off, and we're going to start off with Huge Toad. It's a 2-cost, 3/2 beast with the death rattle of deal 1 damage to a random enemy. I'm going to be honest, as someone who runs death rattle a lot, this is kind of a meh effect. It's not bad, but it's not spectacular anyway, especially since I think there are some 2-cost death rattle creatures that kind of beat it. And there's even some 1-cost death rattle creatures that I think are better than this. However, it's a beast, so it can synergize well with beasts. It has a decent attack and defense for a 2-cost card, so I mean, as a creature itself, it works well. It's just not spectacular. So it's this is kind of like a meh card for me. I'm not sure how much we're going to be seeing of this. I guess I want to wait and see.
Meh. I give it that as a definitive, just meh. I mean, sure, you could probably make it to where it gets dropped with Houndmaster, depending on where you pull it and how it works with it, but it's super meh for me.
Yeah. Well, moving on to the card I know Eddie wants to talk about, GorillaBot A3, a 4-cost, 3/4 mech with the battle cry of, if you control another mech, discover a mech.
Give me. I love this card because for many, many reasons. For one, of course, it's a mech, so it'll cost less in the long run. If I drop it with, like, if Mech Warper can survive, I'd play him turn 3 and just go, I get a mech and it's free. Give me. Also, it's another card that can combo well if you do not, for some ungodly known reason, if you don't have the one of the best 4-drops in the game right now with Piloted Shredder, he synergizes so well with almost any mech deck that is in the game. So, like, Mech Mage will, I would say, definitely run it. If you're playing Mech Rogue, you're putting that in there. Mech Druid,
Yes.
duh, you're playing this. This is just that card. I'm gonna throw it out there. Yes, this will be one of the meta changers.
Yeah. I mean, I can't. I'm looking at it the same way. I can't see why you would not put this in a mech deck, because it's giving you a mech that you did not have before for you to play out of your hand. Which is a big conundrum for me, because one of the big problems I've been having as I've been building my mech deck is there are so many good mechs that just trying to fit them all in becomes almost impossible. And so this is going to present quite a conundrum for me, because I'm going to have to make certain decisions on how to put together a mech deck. But this is essentially a must-have card for a mech deck. So yeah, you're going to see this a lot. So moving on to the class challenge for the swing, we have the class challenge. We have Hunter. We have the Hunter class challenge. But the card they give you is Dark Trap, which is a 2-cost secret, which says when an opposing hero power is used, deal 5 damage to a random enemy.
Hunter. That's a nice trap you've got there, Hunter. I'm just gonna take it with Keys and Mystic. I don't care at this point. And I'm just gonna sit here with it.
Yeah, it's interesting. I like, but here's the thing. It does 5 damage to random enemy. Fine, it's 2 costs. If played early, this would be a waste. If played late, I don't know.
Could win the game.
It could, but here's the thing. Even with Inspire being introduced, people using their hero powers a lot, or players using hero powers a lot, really hasn't risen to the level that they were expecting. So, this is going to be a wild card in games, and I'm not sure if you're building a Hunter deck that kind of works with traps, or if you're trying to pick traps for your Hunter deck, I'm not sure why you'd pick this one.
That's why I'm saying that I don't care at this point. Keys and Mystic, it's mine, and just flipping you off. I don't give a rat's monkey's backside.
Yeah, I just don't see how it's going to be used. That's just me. So next we have Anyfin Can Happen. It's a 10-cost paladin spell that says summon 7 Murlocs that died this game. Now, Blizzard has issued a, I don't want to call it a correction. They've issued I went blank. They kind of expanded on this a little bit. They basically say it doesn't summon 7 random Murlocs that died this game. So essentially say that you had a bunch of the same type of low-level Murloc that's going to summon that a bunch of time. They say it could summon up to 7 different Murlocs that died this game. So it's not going to just summon, 7 of the same type of, or multiples of the same type of Murloc. You're going to get you're going to get 7 different Murlocs, or up to 7 different Murlocs. So, yeah, that's kind of a correction on how this card works. So it's still good. It's still broken for a Paladin Murloc deck, which is already broken, but it's not as crazy as we initially thought.
Yeah, it's also one of those things where when it comes to the Anyfin Can Happen, I'm not exactly sure how many paladins will actually run it, because of the fact of when it comes to Murlocs, you are trying to be fast with that deck. And you want to make sure you try to win as quickly as possible. Going late game, you don't see it very often. But like if it had to happen, this is that card you could just go boom and then just watch your field fill back up and go ha.
Yeah. I'm thinking Paladin, Murloc Paladin would probably run one of these, just in case.
Yeah. At best, one, and that's just saying at best.
Yeah. There's no way anybody's running 2 of this thing. Next we have Murloc Tinyfin. It's a 0-cost 1/1 Murloc. I know Eddie is kind of... Okay, Eddie hates this card.
For a definitively good reason. It's a Murloc Wisp, in all honesty. It's a 0-cost 1/1. Unless you're playing it turn 1 just to play it, almost any phase in the game after that, it's a dumpster fire. In all complete honesty. Because it's a 1 health. Hero power can kill it. If by chance someone played Elven Archer, just for sake of using that card, can kill it. I know that Murlocs have buffs. I get that. But it's so adorable. But it's an adorable little dumpster fire.
And see, this is how I kind of disagree with you, because I think, yeah, I can see the late game thing. I really, really can. But if you're running a Murloc deck, or if you're running any sort of tribal deck, you make sure that pretty much all your creatures, unless there's a reason for them not to be, or are the type that you're trying to go for. And yes, I can see if you have a lot of Murlocs, that really would make up the composition of your deck. Like if you're running a 20-10 ratio, you're 20 creatures. If you have enough Murlocs where if you're running doubles, you don't need this, yeah, fine, go ahead. But if you're putting together a Murloc deck and you don't have enough Murlocs, this thing, yeah, it's not going to do much, but you can throw it out anytime. Anytime, and it's just another Murloc for your deck. Yeah, will it get replaced eventually? Yeah, but I just don't see it as being completely useless as you do. Because if you're playing Murlocs, you're going to synergize off of them, and it's just another Murloc for those who do not have all the Murlocs to really fill up their deck space. And then
I can understand that.
Then you can synergize it with this. The class challenge for this one is Shaman. And every fin is awesome.
Well, true.
It's a 7 cost Shaman spell that says, give your minions +2/+2, costs 1 less for each Murloc you control. Let's say that you're playing Shaman, Murloc Shaman instead of Murloc Paladin. You drop Murloc Tinyfin and drop this thing, and this card gets +2/+2. It's now a 3/3.
I can understand that combo, mind you. Like, I can. But I still just... Because with Shaman, when playing with Murlocs, I know you're not going to go pure Murloc in either build.
I'll go pure Murloc.
Not me. I gotta make sure I mix it up with other creatures as well. So...
Hey, I have a pirate deck. I go pure pirate.
Well, yeah, you're pirate.
Yeah, and they're Murloc. It's a tribal deck. I'm saying if you're building it with a tribal deck mentality, Murloc Tinyfin has some use.
All right.
Airfin is awesome. It's okay. If you're playing Shaman Murloc, you're gonna play it. However, if I'm going to build a Murloc deck, I'm going to build it in Paladin. Because Murloc Knight is the best card ever. Let's get a Murloc for now. Okay, next one, Pit Snake. It's a one-cost rogue creature with 2 attack, 1 defense. It's a beast with the effect of destroy any minion damaged by this minion. I know you had stuff to say, Eddie.
I figured I'd let you go first.
Okay. Pit Snake, I've made the case that Pit Snake is actually a pretty good rogue card. If you need a good card, this is a good one-cost card. It can be dropped early game. It can be dropped late game. It can take out those big, scary creatures you don't want. It is a one-cost rogue-exclusive Emperor Cobra. Essentially by effect. I like this type of effect. I like that it's a one-cost because, you can play early game, you can play late game. It does not have the problems that Murloc Tinyfin has. So this is a really good rogue creature.
It's a one-cost 2/1 that, depending on when played, I know you said late game, you gotta stealth the thing, otherwise it's dead. Because, let's see, we've got rogue, we've got mage, we've got, I'm gonna say paladin because it can do the same darn thing. And druid, that will just throw a quick either hero power or 1/1 at the thing, and then it's just, well, there goes the pit snake. So, or just depending on which card is played. So I'll go on a limb and go with just because of how often it can be played. The Goblin Blast Mage. I'm trying to remember his proper name. But he's the one who he's the 5 cost 5/4, deal 4 damage if there's a mech on your side of the field. Just 4 random damage, and then Pit Snake's one of the targets. It's hit. Done. So that's why I'm not exactly apt or high keen on the Pit Snake. If this were anything, if this were a hunter card, I could see a lot better avenues to take with it. Or Druid, for that matter. Druid would run with this thing. Maybe.
But you just don't think Rogue.
I don't think it's a good card for Rogue. I really don't.
I can see that, because, like I said, I don't play Rogue a lot. I don't think I'm going to play it. I do think it's a decent card. That's just me.
Understandable.
So next we have Naga Sea Witch. It's a 5-cost 5/5 that says your cards cost 5. This is a... I'm going to say it's going to depend on the deck you play it in. This could combo well depending on what type of deck you're running it in, especially with a lot of high-cost cards. Play this one with Giants, and holy crap, just dropping Giants on the field for 5 each. It's not bad.
Druid. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna say the word that's potentially on anyone's mind. 5 cost 5/5. Your cards cost 5. This is at home in Druid because of how fast and rampy Druid gets, and how some of the creatures in your hand are, because of the RNG at times. It makes it to where those large creatures that you normally wait to play late game come in at your mid game point. If it survives, of course. Now, there was the whole thing with, Astral Communion, but that was a bad card as it was. And then, Ivania, making all the cards in your hand cost 1. But that was, 9 cost 5/5. That didn't work out so well. But Naga Sea Witch making everything, because on one end it makes those late game cards cost less. It also makes those early game cards that we play, like Innervate and the Crystal. It makes them cost 5 as well. So you're sitting there going, well, dang. And then things like Swipe costing 5.
Yeah.
So it's
And ultimately, that's where I am too, because I can see the combo potential, but personally, I'm not touching this one.
I understand.
But I can see why some people might run it. I'm not sure if we're going to see a lot of this, though.
I doubt it. I really, truly doubt it.
Yeah. So for the class challenge, we have Priest, and we get Entomb. It's a 6-cost Priest spell that says choose an enemy minion, shuffle it into your deck. Personally, I think this is a decent Priest card, especially if you're running a Priest deck that works on mind control, those type of decks, because essentially you're going to get a copy of any enemy minion you want, which could be a good one. You get a copy in your deck, and this kind of works with that theme. I don't think Eddie thinks so, but I think given certain Priest themes, this could work out well. It's not a bad card.
Oh, no. See, I'm looking at the wording on it. And it's saying, choose an enemy minion, shuffle it into your deck. I think this is an amazing card for Priest. Because I want that card, and it's going to go off your field, and it's going into my deck now. I'm flipping you off. I don't care. It's mine.
Actually, I'm not sure if that's how it works or not. I guess it's something we're going to have to see in action to see if that's how it works or not.
I think of that's the only thing I can think of is because of how wording works.
It also makes sense for it being called Entomb.
Yes, that's the biggest, that's the double-ended reason why I think that is the thing. Because it's like, oh, hi, Emperor Thrusian, mine.
And if that's the case, it's a lot better than I thought it was.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying that it's an amazing card. Because if someone decides that they want to drop, like, Ysera, Tyrion, oh, give me ideas here. Ragnaros. If you want to drop Guramash, just like, I know these are legendaries, mind you, but if there is just that one card on your opponent's side of the field that is giving you pain, you just look at it and go, mine, go in my deck. Because it's a cheat. You can take out mind control and just put 2 of these in your deck and just go, I'm done. Giving yourself 2 more cards and just flipping your opponent off.
Or if you're going that route with a deck that's centered around this, don't take out mind control, put 2 of these in as well.
True.
Anyway, if you defeat the bosses, you get your 2 cards. The first one you get is Jungle Moonkin. It's a 4-cost 4/4 Druid Beast that says both players have spell damage +2. No, I don't. This is not going to get played.
I agreed with you on that one on the Jungle Moonkin there, buddy, because
They go against Mage. They're getting their butts handed to them.
they're giving their opponent. You're giving your opponent the more spell damage, which you don't want to do. I mean, most any deck right now currently has the +2 spell damage, mind you. I mean, yes, it's a beast, but that drawback.
Yeah.
So just, I want to call it a dumpster fire card, but I'll not call it that.
I don't think it's going to get ran.
Yeah, because I just got the mental image of oh, I'm gonna play Jungle Moonkin. Okay. In response to you playing Jungle Moonkin, since your field over there is kind of full, I'm gonna play Flame Strike for 6.
Yep. And the explorer for this wing is Sir Finley Mrrgglton. I can't do that. Eddie, you do it.
Mrrgglton.
There we go. He's a 1-cost 1/3 Murloc with the legendary Murloc with the battle cry, discover a new basic hero power. I'm actually not sure how that's going to work, given how discover works. I guess this one I'm going to have to wait and see. It's going to go in Murloc decks, no question about it. But as far as how it actually works, I'm going to wait and see on it.
I really think with him, he's gonna be good for your Murloc decks. Because it's okay. I'm gonna have to agree with you on the whole, because it says discover a new hero power. Now, it could be 3 hero powers get thrown in your face and you pick which one you want. Which, that's what I'm assuming that it'll do.
Yeah, but here's my thing, is since Discover is all about anything that, it's something that your class can use, I'm not sure how this works. Are they going to go, are they hero powers that are unique to Sir Finley Mrrgglton? I don't know. I don't know how this is going to work.
Well, then let's just go on basic wording. Let's not think about the whole class thing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not even think about that. So, if it's discover a new basic hero power, you get the 3 thrown up in your face. Okay, so let's say they like the Hunter hero power, or the Fireball hero power, or Fire Blast, excuse me, which is Mage, or the Warrior hero power of gain 2 armor. Which one do you want to pick? Just as an example.
I guess it depends on what is going to synchronize with that deck. I don't play Murlocs. I think they're both mostly low cost, so the Hunter one might not be bad.
Exactly. So, as another thought as well, if you just drop him, because this will be just the secondary idea for this. If you just drop him and it just flips a basic hero power, which that could be how it works, but I doubt it.
And here, I was also wondering if mainly they basically give you a choice of 3 hero powers that are unique to this card. We just haven't seen what they are yet. Maybe there's a basic hero power that's going to be unique for Murloc decks.
That is something that it could be. I like that idea, but I'm still going to go with the original thought and original line that I did have at the very start of my discussion of it's going to pop up 3 hero powers and you're going to pick which one you want.
Yeah. As far as how it actually works, we're going to have to wait and see on this one. I have no idea. It's not a bad card, though, for Murloc decks.
Not bad. I mean, 1 cost, legendary. Definite worth.
Okay, so we're moving on to the next wing. Here's the thing, though. They have not announced how the next wing is actually structured. So we're going in blind, having no idea what order you're going to unlock the next cards. So we're going to do things a little bit different. I do know what the last two hero challenges are, and we're going to do those last. The rest we're just going to kind of do in a semi-random order. And just kind of finish things off. So I'm going to start off with Raven Idol. It's a 1-cost druid spell that says choose one: discover a minion or discover a spell.
Yes, Raven Idol, just free minion, free spell. Which one do I want? 1 cost. I can play this on turn 1. Yay! And just whoosh.
And you don't have to play it on turn 1. You can play this at any point. So it's a beautiful card in that regard.
Give it late, go late game with it. Like if it comes up late game and whatnot, I'm discovering that minion because I need it now.
Yeah. Basically, it's a I'll use it when I want card. It's actually a pretty good card. It's a good card. Okay, next we have Desert Camel. It's a 3-cost, 2/4 Hunter Beast. With the battle cry, put a 1-cost minion from each deck onto the battlefield. I'll pass on this. Yes, it's another beast for Hunter, but there are a lot better 3-cost beasts out there without giving my opponent a free minion on the battlefield. Yes, I'm getting a free minion as well, which is probably going to be my wolf or my boar or something like that. But you know what? I'll pass on it.
I can see you passing on it for definitive. I understand why you would pass on it. For me, I'm not exactly sure because of depending on who and what I'm going against with Desert Camel as far as passing on it. Because I'm just going to drop him as a 3-cost 2/4. He's got a nice, juicy, healthy butt. And then I'm going to get a 1-cost minion for free. What do?
And I'm torn because, as you know, I don't like giving my opponent stuff. I don't like playing cards that are going to hurt me. So it's not the card for me. I'm just going to say it.
I understand that. Yeah. Maybe not for you, but maybe for others.
Yeah, maybe for others. I get that. So, moving on to Museum Curator. I can't speak. He's a 2-cost 1/2 priest creature with the battle cry discover a death rattle card. Which would be awesome if priest death rattle was a big thing. But is priest death rattle a big thing? I haven't really seen it.
It could become a thing with this new set.
Maybe? I don't
Maybe?
know. If you're running Priest Death Route, then yeah, but eh?
Exactly. It's a thought.
I'm not sure if this is going to get ran, or how much it's going to get ran. I'm sure there's Priest Death Route decks out there, but Priest is kind of antithetical to Death Rattle. Death Rattle, you want your creatures to die. Priest is like, I want to heal you. It doesn't really work.
I mean, it could be any legendary is the best part, or not legendary. Excuse me, any card, even legendaries. So,
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Discover doesn't drop these things on your field. They put it in your hand. You're still going to have to pay for them.
well, yeah.
So, I don't know. But let's move on to Warlock. Curse of Rafaam. A 2-cost Warlock spell that says give your opponent a cursed card. While they hold it, they take 2 damage on their turn. Actually, that's pretty good. They're going to get rid of it, but, zap.
Yeah. That's why I'm looking at it and I'm going, no. Just no.
But it's like I've been saying with Warlock in this one. It seems their theme with Warlock is not creatures that kind of punish the player. So I like that theme with Warlock. Will I play them? No. But I like the theme. Let me see more Warlock cards like that. The fact that they're doing this is, I think, a good sign. I kind of like that.
Yeah. Cause I can understand you liking that sort of thing, but it's just like, you're going to play this, I would say, like, if you get it in your hand early, turn 2. Just be like, turn 2, I'm going to let you have that. After that, really, your opponent's probably going to get rid of it
Yeah.
as fast as they can. So really,
But you got a free 2 damage on them.
you get a free 2 damage, but it's still just, I'll call it, it's a dumpster fire card.
But
Like,
what's going to happen
you
is
know.
your opponent's going to have to play to get rid of the card. It depends on how much cursed actually costs. So regardless, they're going to have to play to get rid of that. So they're going to be wasting mana getting rid of that card.
I can understand that part. So it's like, we waste a turn. Oh no.
But that's them wasting a turn that still gives you an advantage. I don't think it's as bad as you're really painting it. Because it says they take 2 damage on their turn. That's when the turn starts, Eddie. As soon as their turn starts, they're getting 2 damage regardless. This is a 2-cost spell that is automatically going to do 2 damage to your opponent, and your opponent is going to have to waste time getting rid of that card.
Maybe it's just me just not being a fan of it.
Yeah, but I'm not saying it's horrible.
I was gonna say, if you think we can let everybody else in who watches, and if they comment below, they can chime in for definite.
Okay. So Cursed Blade, it's a 1-cost warrior weapon with 2 attack and 3 durability, which says double all damage dealt to your hero. No, thank you. No one's playing this card.
Dumpster fire. Just get rid of it. We can move on from here.
This is just going to sit in people's collections, look pretty, and no one's going to use it.
Yeah, just no. Just no.
So next we have Archthief Rafaam. He's a 9-cost, 7/8 legendary creature with a battle cry of Discover a powerful artifact. Now, there are 3 artifacts. You're going to get the same choice every time. They all cost 10 mana, and here they are. First we have Lantern of Power. It gives a minion +10/+10. Then we have Mirror of Doom, which fills your board with 3/3 mummy zombies. And then we have Timepiece of Horror, which deals 10 damage, randomly split among all enemies. Powerful late game card. It's going to take 2 late game turns to really employ this. So we could be seeing it in more powerful structure decks. I'm just not sure if we're going to be seeing a lot of it. Eddie, what are your thoughts?
I will, if I had to drop this in a deck somewhere, I would say, Druid would be the deck I would see it in.
Heck, you might as well. You might as well. You might as well team it up with the Naga Sea Witch, and it costs 5.
You know, that is true. You tag those two up, and then you get the artifact in your hand if the Naga Sea Witch lives long enough. 5 cost.
Yeah. Speaking of another legendary that gives you fun crap to do, we have Elise Starseeker, who is a 4-cost 3/5 legendary creature with a battle cry: shuffle the map to the Golden Monkey into your deck. Now these cards are very interesting. The map to the Golden Monkey, when you draw it, it's a 2-cost spell that says shuffle the Golden Monkey into your deck and you draw a card. Now the Golden Monkey is a 4-cost 6/6 creature with taunt and the battle cry: replace your hand and deck with legendary minions. I can people are already because I was scrolling through Hearthstone. People are already experimenting with decks to use her.
Mill Rogue is the deck. Like, it is the key deck that I will see this card in. No if, ands, or freaking buts about it.
Yeah. I kind of want to
I
experiment
will
with this
see
card.
it. And well, maybe not even just Mill Rogue, but anything that has the Mill archetype. Because it's just speed, spam, spam. I'm going to get this, and then, hey, look at here, my hand's full. Guess what? Legendaries.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. We're going to see it. How we're going to see it, I'm not sure yet, but it should be interesting. Next, we have Eerie Statue, a 4-cost 7/7 that can't attack unless it's the only minion in the battlefield. Personally, not for me, because like I said, I don't like these limitations, but I know Eddie had some ideas for it.
I probably have quite literally one of the biggest hard-ons for this card right now. Because it's a 4-cost 7/7. It hits the field. Now, depending on what deck you're playing, it hits the field, and it is a beef cake for 4. And a powerhouse to boot. Now, don't get me wrong. I already know that this sort of card can be eliminated through the means of Baron Rivendare. Or not Baron Rivendare. Big Game Hunter. I had the consonant right for the name I wanted to say, but I didn't have the name at all. But, yeah, Big Game Hunter can just shoot this, no problems, and you just sit there and go, whatever, with the BGH. But I can see him being... I want to say I can see him being a creature in Freeze Mage, because 4-cost, 7/7, and it just hits to face. Handlock. You already have your creatures out there that are... Like, you've got your giants in the deck. That's a no-duh. But this gives you another creature that you can just kind of plant out there, slap a taunt on it, and just go, get around it. Somehow, someway, find a way to get around it. And then, Control Warrior is another deck I could potentially see it in, because depending on the turnscape, you could drop this card in that 4-cost slot. I understand that Piloted Shredder is one of the best cards in the game because it gives you a free popped creature and whatnot. But having this in there and just to have a threat to where your opponent has to immediately respond to it is just something that I just love.
Yeah, and like I said in the last video, there is an emphasis on introducing 4-cost creatures that if they are powerful, because in response to Pilager Shredder, that they may be powerful, but there are big downsides to them. The big downside to this one is you have to have an empty battlefield in order to even really use this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm not going to really build a deck around it because it's going to. When I build a deck, it's going to put me more in harm's way than it's going to be worth it. The risk reward is really not there for me.
I can understand.
But let's talk about the next card, Fossilized Devilsaur. It's an 8 cost 8/8 with the battle cry. If you control a beast, gain taunt. The only downside I can really see to this one, because we were talking about this one the other day, Eddie, is that it's not a beast.
Yeah, I can hear you on
As
that.
I'm now looking at it, because we were talking about it, it in regards to my beast deck, and there were things about it I really liked about it, but it not being a beast really is a downside. Am I probably still going to run it? Maybe, probably, but that is a huge downside. A huge downside. If this thing was a beast, it would be even better. But yeah, I think we're going to see this ran.
I can potentially see it in those like mid to late game beast decks, depending on which side you want to play it in. Do you want to play it in Druid? Maybe. Do you want to play it in actual Hunter? Maybe. But it's just one of those, like, it's another one of those cards that can get snapped by one big game Hunter, which is one of the biggest problems that you see. And the biggest problem that it has. Because almost with this entire set, like, I'm going to count it up. Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, from what I can see, 4 cards from this set that Big Game Hunter just looks at and laughs. Wait, 5 because Ancient Shade. I forgot to count him. Maybe. Anyway. There are responses to some of these big late game threats, but at the same time, if you force your opponent to spend their resources responding early, you just sit and laugh.
Yeah. And like I said, I think this is a good late game card, especially if you're playing beasts. But the only downside if you're playing beasts is it's not a beast itself. So, yeah. But still not a bad card.
Yeah. Also, this is another thing too, because I'm looking over some general, like official patch notes, and then the quotes from Blizzard, saying that the new discover keyword is saying that choose from one of the 3 cards to place in your hand when you play a card with the discover keyword on it. I didn't see anywhere on it where it was focused on your class.
It's on the official site thing.
But oh, it's like but 3 random, either neutral or from the class you play.
Yeah.
It's from either. So I had it at the very start of the forefront of my head when it was the idea of I discover anything from anywhere or from my class. It's not focus-centric on my class.
No, I just said you couldn't pull it from other classes. Because that was what you were thinking it was yesterday. That it was just 3 random cards. I said no. It's it's based. You can't pull anything outside the class you play.
Right. That makes
so you couldn't be playing, because that was the thing with the mage card, is you couldn't be pulling a spell from Hunter.
But I wanna.
Yeah, but you're not.
Well, I wanna pull it from Hunter just because I can pull from Hunter.
Yeah. Anyway, let's end this thing off with Wobbling Runts, a 6-cost 2/6 creature with the Death Rattle. Summon 3 2/2 runts.
I like this definitively for Arena because of just creature control.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things I know we didn't mention in any of this stuff. Like, I'm mainly looking at this from a constructive, from the constructed side of things. I wasn't even thinking about Arena in the slightest. So there are a lot of cards that do well in the arena side of things. Like I would say Ancient Shade is one of good cards in arena. Just as an example. But
I mean, yeah, Discover was going to be bigger in arena, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
But here, I'm comparing it. And I'm thinking there's a beast. There's a hunter specific beast that does something similar. I just think it's more powerful. And comparatively Death Rattle, I'm not seeing this, especially when I'm looking at from a Death Rattle deck perspective. There are a lot better late game Death Rattle cards. I don't see this one. I mean, it's okay, but the places you really want to put it, you're really not going to be using it.
Got a big butt.
Yeah. It's
He's got a big butt, and I like it.
We see it, maybe, but
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. Okay. So let's talk about, because we're going to real quick. Let's look at class. Let's look at the. We're not ending. Let's look at the class challenges, which are Mage and Rogue. The last Mage card for the Mage challenge is Animated Armor. It's a 4-cost 4/4 creature that says your hero can only take 1 damage at a time. Yes.
Yes.
Oh my word, this is gonna be broken. You being able to dish out a lot of stuff, your opponent only being able to do 1 damage to you. They're gonna be focused on getting rid of that armor, but the stuff you can do.
You have to get rid of that card first,
Mm-hmm.
because if you really want to, let's play Animated Armor in Fatigue Mage, and let's make my opponent go to the Fatigue game. I'm just gonna keep taking 1.
Yep.
1. I don't care about fatigue. 1. And you're dead. Awesome.
Yep. So yeah, I think we're gonna see this, and it's a pretty good card. So ending it off with the Rogue challenge, you get Tomb Pillager, which is a 4-cost 5/4 creature with the death rattle of add a coin to your hand. I'm just gonna say it. It's gonna really synchronize very nice with Cut Purse, and we might see rogues messing around with the coin. Not only messing around with the coin, but messing around with the coin and combos.
Mm-hmm. I really like Tomb Pillager. It could go. Honestly, it could go in place of Piloted Shredder for rogues for me, because this is just coming from me. This is a better card because of it being bigger, and plus you get a free coin for when you need to break out them combos.
Who doesn't like a free coin? But we should probably end this off with talking about which deck we think class we think made out in this expansion, and which class we think got screwed. Let's start with the class that got screwed. And I'm going to start with my opinion. I think Priest got screwed the most here. There's only one card I can see being actually any good at all, and that's Entomb. Excavated Evil is a horrible card, and Museum Curator is... I don't think we're going to be seeing get a lot of play. I think Priest just got completely screwed here.
I can agree with you to an extent. Because, like, well, because I think when I look over Rogue, because I was looking at the Unearthed Raptor, and then my brain started kicking up more Death Rattle creatures that the Unearthed Raptor could take. Like, oh, that's a nice Nerubian egg. Copy. I personally think Warlock got the shaft. Because I'm still gonna rag on Curse of Rafaam, and the Reliquary Seeker is situational. you had to have a particular point for him to come out and be played. Peddler, he's alright.
But here's the thing: Warlock as a class tends to screw over its players. Those are three cards that do not do that. And yeah, Reliquary Seeker is situational, but you point out yourself there is a huge
Zoo.
Warlock archetype, which is
Zoo.
which is going to use this, which means it's a situational that we're going to see get use. Dark Peddler is actually not useless. It gives you a random one-cost card.
I
And Curse of Rafaam is actually, I think is a lot more useful than you're giving it credit for. Compare that to Priest, where we have one useful card, one mana card, and one card that's absolutely useless and is in fact harmful to you. I disagree. Priest got the shaft here. Warlock actually did better than normal.
It's just one of those, like, if that... The Excavated Evil just came out one little tweak too late. Because of, when Patron Warrior was kind of running the show and running the day. It came out just a little too late.
It still is the card that weighs down Priest as a class in this expansion. I think Priest got the shaft.
Okay, we can have differentiating opinions for sure.
Okay, now let's go on to the class that we think made out like a bandit. And bandit in this set is basically has the best cards. And I'm going to start with you since you ended it last time.
There are just... I have to think, but actually I don't really have to think. I'm gonna go with Mage having the best.
And I'm actually going to agree with you. I think we both agree that that Mage has the best cards in the set.
Because, the animated armor, the Forgotten Torch, and then the Conjurer. Just bing, bang, boom, you've got your triple whammy right there.
Yeah, Forgotten Torch is essentially a spell that we're going to see in pretty much every single Mage deck. Ethereal Conjurer is pretty much going to give mages a spell that they didn't have before, and then Animated Armor just makes it so that you're not going to be able to really hurt the mage without taking out that armor. And with mage controlling with spells, these are three amazing cards.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, yeah, mage continues to rule.
Indeed it does.
So as far as what we're actually going to see, we're going to have to wait till Thursday, but these are our thoughts on the cards. This is what we think we're going to see, and the strengths and weaknesses of the cards, and which ones are good, which ones are useless. If you've actually stuck around with us, thank you so much. We're probably not going to do anything like this on a regular basis. We're probably going to do a few of them, especially with announcements or whatnot, and we're just kind of seeing how it feels. So thank you guys for listening, and see you later.
Thanks and bye.